Hey, welcome back. This is part 2 of the Miata Kart. So let's get to it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We are getting some work done tonight. It's a chilly one, so we'll probably have the heater running more and doing more time lapses, but we're gonna get going. I'm gonna finish up the passenger tube that I left off on the last video, and Joe is cleaning up the, what is that, the A-pillar blocks? Yeah, these things. On the bug where he had the previous cage, there was the plates there with tube, so he's cleaning it up. So he'll get that done. I'm gonna get this tube done, and then we'll get started on the A-pillar.
Okay, now that I got the A-pillar plates cleaned up, I am going to bend this into two 90s, which we are going to use to tie in the A-pillars.
So use that
Sure.
for representation so they know what we're doing and why. And why are we doing this?
So what this is going to do is, one, it's going to pull out the cage a little further in the car because this is just a weird angle.
And this
from where
is really
we want
tall.
it to be. Yeah, this isn't how tall it's going to be.
This is going to be flush.
This is going to sit down. It's going to sit down in there like that. But because we want the cage out here and we need it to tie into here, there's too many weird angles going on. So what we're going to do is bring this out, and we're going to use this as a point to join all the pieces.
Cool. And plus on the end of it, we can use our Olympus tube plugs.
Exactly.
Oh, that was good. That fits perfect. So these guys, we have them made. They're just a machine tube. And we have our logo cut into it, but then they just go in the tube, just like that. And they get welded, so it gives it a nice, clean tube end. I need to make an adjustment to the driver's side tube. I got the passenger side tube in, but I'm moving it slightly. So make that adjustment. Joe's gonna do some bends, and then we'll get the A-pillars on.
Going that way.
What are you doing?
Well, those are my two 90s. Now I cut it there, and I trim the edges, and two 90s.
Get the tubes on. Now we're gonna check the angles with the angle finder. All friend. Yeah, the only bad thing about this, if you have gloves on and you hit the hold button, the angle doesn't change.
It's 0? What?
Okay.
That is within a half degree.
Okay, sorry for the abrupt transition here, but we had something come up we had to take care of. So today is now tomorrow, and Joe is going to be doing a little bit of work on the CJ while I continue working on the Miata cage.
All right, everybody, so like Daniel said, I'm gonna do a little bit of frame repair on the CJ tonight. I don't wanna do the whole thing just because it's a lot involved with it. So we're gonna do it in stages. I'm gonna do the front, hopefully finish the front half tonight, and then we'll move on to the back half of the frame later. Kind of show you what I'm looking at here. The front is actually going to be the easiest. I've got one little spot right in here. I'm going to build some plates to kind of reinforce in here, because this is just some janky looking weld right there. And then going to clean up right down in here. And then for the grand finale, this is another reason why I don't want to try to do the whole frame tonight. I'm slightly undecided on what I want to do for color. Traditionally, people love to do black, but I want to be a little different. So we're gonna let you guys choose. Picked up a couple cans of Krylon, and one in the metallic silver, one in the matte black. I'm gonna paint that half in one color, that half in another color, and then you guys are gonna tell me which one you like better. One thing I want to show you guys, I'm not sure if we've showed you this in the past, but what I'm doing on here, this is just not a very good weld. So I'm actually grinding out this old weld in here, so there's kind of a groove you can see. And what we're gonna do is we'll come back in and we'll fill that in with a new bead, much stronger bead, a much cleaner looking bead.
Why can't you just weld right over it?
If we just weld right over it, it's still weak underneath. So you have to get that old out of there so you can put the new in.
There's no fusion.
And there's no fusion.
Since this is being MIG weld, you really want a pocket for the wire to flow into.
Pocket, that's a good word.
Yep, just kind of a canyon.
I'm gonna go back to grinding, and Daniel's gonna take you over to the Miata.
While Joe's playing with paint, I'm back on the Miata. Last night, as you saw, we bent up some tubes. So we have these elbows now, and they are going right here on the A-pillar, down here, the plate that Preston already put on here. On this, we're gonna run the A-pillar down this way, where I'm probably gonna go ahead and underneath here, add another tube and plate this, just to give it a little more structure. And then on the outside of this tube here, like we showed you, we're gonna put these guys to cap the tube. I've got the elbows tacked in place. And then, like I said, we're gonna use these end caps on here. They'll go right in there to add some strength. And another thing that's nice, we're gonna put a little tube and a plate here, and then this tube will hit here. And because these are the same as the inner diameter, this is a solid piece of tube, so this can't collapse. So that'll help with strength. But this, I'm working on this. This is just a scrap piece of tube. It's going to sit right here on this lip. It'll be notched into that. And I'm working on where it's gonna come up here and go all the way back. And we are going to sit just right on this edge of the frame here. I may trim this. For some reason on this frame, it has this kick to it. I don't know why. Preston said if I wanted to square that, I could trim that, and then we could tack the cage there, but I don't know what we're gonna do on that. I may just have this sit on there, but if you come to the front here, you can kind of get a better look. When this tube comes up, I'm gonna get it as tight to the body as possible so that it just flows right with the windshield frame and then back into the B-pillar. So I'm gonna work on that, measure, bend, trim, and Joe's gonna go back to grinding. Joe loves to grind. Joe, check it out. Yep, so that it's kind of hard, but height, everything is perfect.
Oh yeah, look at
See, and look how much it's going to tuck right there.
Right along the outs. Yeah, and you don't have to cut anything.
No.
No, that'll tuck perfect. So we just do a bend right there.
Yep, and this will come in just a little bit there with the notch, because that's actually going to come down just a hair, but...
Your hand is in the way.
Actually, I just sitting down because of that. But
There you go.
he's got to have a notch here still for that. So the next thing is I'm actually going to go ahead and notch this to fit before I do this angle, because I want to make sure my height and everything. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come in and figure out this bend. The only thing about this one that's tricky is if I go straight back, it's going to land over here. But we want it to bend and land right here. So we've got to basically figure out how to clock this to make it all happy, and that's kind of, it's a little bit difficult. We just got to play with it, but we'll figure it out. Oh, that actually sits better with the notch. I like it. So we did some math, and what did we come up with, Joe?
An educated guess.
Well, we took some measurements,
Yeah.
and we were clocking it it's at 53 degrees,
53 degrees.
and we're going to bend this at 40 degrees. So
45, I thought.
I wrote it down. It was 40.
Yeah, if this works, holy crap. All right, Daniel, let's try this.
Well, a moment of truth here.
The moment of truth is
Wait a minute.
that it's
Oh,
backwards.
crap!
Hey, you know what though? You know what the cool thing about working on things that have two sides?
Dude, please tell me this is going to fit on the other side.
That's the joy of working on something with two sides. As long as you only screw up once.
Is the angle right?
You can
Oh, sweet baby
make
Jesus.
it work on the other side.
Thank you. Okay, this makes me feel better. As I say, I did not want to waste a piece of steel.
So what happened, apparently...
So that angle's hitting there.
Yeah.
Apparently because we were upside down.
So all of our angles are correct. However, when we put it in the bender and clocked it this way, we should have
No, we
clocked it
clocked it. We clocked it
this
that
way.
way. So it needs
or
to be
that
clocked
way,
this
or whatever.
That's weird looking.
But that's all we did. The cool part is the angle and the angle are correct.
Let me see in the front. How's that hitting?
It's hitting pretty gosh darn good. We need a little bit of a little finesse, and I think that's going to sit really nice in there.
That's hugging there. And so if I hold this right, let's say about right there, how's that hitting back there?
It had a tad bit high, but we could actually drop that down.
I would add a little more bend in it to get that down, because if we do that, we now have this perfect line here.
You want to put a bend in right here?
No, we'll just add more bend to this.
Oh, add more bend.
You
to
can
it.
add more bend, you just can't take it away.
Take it back out.
So
Yeah, I got it.
so it needs to come down just a hair. Okay, well I know what I bent it to, so I bent it a little light on the angle, so that went the right direction. So let's bend that one a little more, drop it down, and then I'll work on figuring out the other side. But in all fairness, that's not bad. Made a mistake on the clocking, but it's still usable.
Technically, we didn't. The angle on the clock is correct. The direction we put it in the tubing bender was opposite.
I am just happy we can reuse that. DOM is not cheap.
But I can't find a tape measure. I can't find a tape measure because I need to design this plate. But there's a drawing down here. Kind of see what I'm going for here. So, anyway, it's just a way to reinforce that bracket. Now I'm gonna go find a tape measure. All right, so you saw me cut them out. Oh, how rude.
Sorry!
It's gonna sit in there about like that.
I don't see it at all.
I don't see it at all because it's up here.
What the heck?
What the heck? Oh, I'm on the wrong side of the frame.
I was like, where's your hand? I'm looking, I don't understand where your hand is. Okay, let's try it again. Take 2. Bloop.
Okay, so you saw me cut it out. Focus on, there you go.
Oh, you haven't cleaned it yet?
I haven't cleaned it yet. I'm just gonna kind of show it, but it's gonna sit right in there like that. I'll put a nice little bend right there.
We need to look back and see if we have a before shot of this and then the after.
Oh, I think we do somewhere. That's how it's gonna go. All right, got it marked. And slightly bent. Daniel's ready to tack. I'm ready to tack. That means welding segment. Woo!
Well, look at that. We have the A-pillar in. And what we're doing here, I kind of had an idea when I was working on this. The reason I'm doing it a little different than originally had planned. And one of the biggest things is safety above the driver's head. And so what we're doing, the reason we came down here is we're actually going to add a second bar that goes across from here to here. And it's going to come up a little bit. It'll be matching this bar and come up over the driver's head with another tube right here. So essentially, just like you see on some of the drag cars, it'll have that halo, kind of the halo look without the full halo. And if you ever needed to, if you got faster and we needed to add more tubes, he could actually build off it. So the, like I said, we'll have another tube just like this one going across and up, and then one tube going back, kind of doing a semi-halo there. But it's all tacked up now. You can see it comes up, over, and back. And then we were able to get a fairly tight line. It's always kind of tough. I wanted to go lower, but there's a stinking lip here, and I didn't want to cut it. And so we decided to kind of go past it. And now, next tube I'm going to work on, so you've already seen how I made this one, so I'll make the other one off camera. I'm going to go ahead and make this junction tube here that comes up and then straight back to this one. So that's just a straight 90, so it should be pretty easy. So I'm going to work on that, and Joe is working on some CJ stuff. Let's go see what he's doing.
Video update! That's going to be our new thing. Hey, so I've been working on the CJ while Danny's been working on the Miata. Some little stuff, but stuff that needs to be done. So here's that front plate that I told you guys I was going to put in here to fill that rust spot. That was a pretty good sized rust spot under there. And then I showed you earlier, I got these tacked up. Voila! That is my patch plate right there. I also, in case anybody was wondering, for those of you who aren't versed in the world of welding, these holes are to help stick it.
Rosette
so,
welds.
What are they called?
Rosette welds.
Yeah, rosette welds, that's the term. So you can see I kind of filled this one in here, and that's what we're going to do with these. So in addition to having it around here, since this is a larger area, this is actually going to help stick it to the frame. So Daniel's going to come back and finish these up for me. He's got a few years of experience more than I do on this welding. But so he's going to do this up here for me, probably get these front body mounts done up. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and get the primer out, and I'm going to shoot this thing so you guys can decide what color you like. But only to here.
While Joe's over there getting high on paint, I've been working on this tube here, and that is now where it is. It's actually just sitting there. It's not welded. but when things fit perfect, they tend to just kind of fall in place. So that's going to go there. We actually, there's a body, I don't know, there's like a seam here that's stuck up. We actually folded that over so that this tube could sit really tight. Because again, we're flowing with a lot of the body lines. However, with this one, we just want to get real tight. So I'm really thinking, I don't know, we may come in here with the dimple die plate, but I don't know how far we'll come up. We'll cross that bridge later. And then I'm going to do all the duplication off video. You've already seen me make it all, so I don't really want to show it to you again. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and measure, and actually I'm going to go ahead and do the down bar on this side for the side bar, and we can see almost a complete side. Door bar seems to be going well. The only thing I'm wondering is I think we need, just like on the Bug, I think we need to bend this out a hair for some room. But let me, hey Joe! Are you high?
Hell, that paint, maybe.
Oh my goodness, dude. Those fumes, dude.
Looking good, man.
Will you hop in here real quick?
Sure. Just the door?
Yes. We gotta make it on a latch. You're never gonna be able to get in this thing when it's done.
Man, those fumes. Ooh, they're like following me. All right. Ooh, that's a bit tight. I don't think I'm racing like this. I don't think that works.
That's a bit snug.
It's a bit.
How's your leg?
My leg is actually fine. I have a lot of room.
So it's your elbow right there, huh?
Yeah, it's right here. I don't see the driver lounging in here, so this isn't a problem. I think.
Okay. And if we put a bend, so originally this bar I had marked to come right here, but because I wasn't sure on the bend, I went ahead and left it a little longer, because as we bend it, it's going to shorten it and thus bring it down. So based on this, I think we'll put the bend right about here by your elbow to give it adequate room. So let me, I'm gonna grab a Sharpie. We'll chuck this up in the bender. We'll bend it out and go from there.
Hey, are you done yet? Make me sit.
Yep.
Hurry up.
Okay, so this is about 15 degrees. So that's about right there. How's that elbow room?
Not too bad. Honestly, if I hold the wheel a bit higher, I clear here. If I hold it a little bit lower, I got a little bit of room to move. So
I'm just curious, totally random.
Slamming.
If there was another tube right here, does that affect you at all?
Not one bit.
Because the reason I'm asking, with this extra halo hoop we're putting over here, you know, if this car got fast enough, you could actually run another tube up here for, I think that gets down to 7 seconds, but
Of course, you'd never get in the car. I think part of the reason is if we have a removable steering wheel on there.
Hold on. I gotta go head first.
There you go.
Head first.
Head first. That's the trick.
Oh.
Do you? So is it butt first coming out?
Because if he's driving, I mean, your arm's up here.
Yeah.
Unless you're down there.
I would probably pull my arms down here for the 10 seconds it takes me to get from the start line to the finish line. The rest of the time, my hands are going to be up high.
But if you're... That battery box is annoying.
I told you that battery box is annoying. Okay, we've come to the big reveal. Even though you've already seen it, it's dry and it's ready. And I can't decide because this is what I expected. I like them both. So we're gonna put a poll up. I want you guys to vote. Whichever one wins, that's what color it's gonna be. Black or silver.
Tell you what, the black actually shows less. So like I can see a little bit of a ripple there just from the metal.
Oh yeah. The black definitely hides more, but the silver just pops.
Yeah.
I like them both, and I think the majority of it's going to be hidden anyway. So regardless of what color we choose, there's going to be pros and cons to both.
It's like a metallic silver.
It really
you can
is.
see the metal flake kind of.
It's almost like it's aluminum.
Yeah.
But black, traditional, silver, kind of unique.
Silver or black?
We're going to put a poll up. You guys decide. 1 week from February 1st, so February 8th, we will see which one wins.
Miata time. Really like these matching nodes. It's one thing that kind of bugs me on some cages when the tube doesn't flow, and they should all meet at the same place. All right, so tonight we got the whole half of this car done. There's still some more to do, but got the A-pillar in, got the bottom part in, got the tie-in up here done, got the door bar, and now it's starting to look like a cage. What do you think, Joe?
Think about a dimple die plate, like right there.
Oh, there's gonna be dimple die plates, lots of them.
Just
dimple the world.
streamline.
Just do a whole dimple die roof.
Why don't we? All right, really quick to recap on the CJ. Doesn't look like a lot of work, but believe me, getting the front half of this frame nearly done is a huge step forward on completing this project. So got some frame repair done, got those plates put on to reinforce for the leaf spring brackets. I got a little bit of rust repair done on the front of the frame. Jeep itself is going to be in the blue tones, probably a darker blue. I don't know, we'll see. But somewhere around in there. So if that helps you decide, great. But really, I want to know your honest opinion, black or silver.
Okay. Well, it's the end of the video. Hopefully you are enjoying everything we got going on here. Excited to get a little more CJ content. We had a lot of people asking about that. Miata's really coming together. I know Preston's gonna be really excited. I hope Mina's really excited. We're putting together a really safe cage that's gonna look great and do a good job. Guess what?
What?
Oh, this is where you're supposed to announce it.
Oh, I'm sorry. We hit 4,000 subscribers, and what does that mean?
We need to hit 5.
Yes, but before we get to 5.
But yeah, we do a giveaway every 500 subscribers, and so right now we are doing a giveaway. We do a giveaway every 500 subscribers, and as Joe said, we hit 4,000 subscribers. So, Shane's Garage, you are the winner of this giveaway. Shoot me an email, I'll put it in the description below. You won, I believe we're doing a set of LED headlights or a swag pack, stickers. I think we're gonna do a long sleeve shirt, kind of like you see me wearing here with our logo on the back. And possibly a beanie. Either way, shoot me an email. We're gonna hook you up. We appreciate you being a subscriber, and all you have to do to win is be a subscriber. We've done a bunch. We got a lot more to come, and we can't wait to share everything we have going on with you.
Hey, we come to my favorite part. Fist bump for you. Oh, I'm sorry, that's your line.
I don't like you right now. Like I said, if you're not a subscriber, get subscribed below. If you like the video, give us a big thumbs up down below. If not, give us a thumbs down. We're not offended. Make sure you leave us comments. We love to talk to everyone who sees our videos, good, bad, and different. We want to know what you think, what you want to see more of, and any advice or input you have, let us know, as we do listen to that and we learn from it. So Joe, I think this is the end of the video.
Yay!
I think Joe wants to go home. He's still high from the paint. So, all right, we'll see you guys next time. Fist bump for you, buddy. Fist bump for you. Oh, and to the dude that said you don't like fist bumps, fist bump for you.